Hi, good morning. Hey, Nevada. Welcome to Nate's Neighborhood. I'm John Kohler, your local weatherman and co-host for this interesting adventure into
Always
real estate.
interesting. Yeah.
And this is Nate Boley. He's
Hey guys.
what we just advertised as number 12, right?
yeah. Because I spent a lot of time hovering in that area.
Hovering around 12. And
Yeah, 10, 12, 15, right in there. Yeah.
Right. He's one of the top realtors in all of Nye County, and that's kind of your neighborhood. So here we are.
It is. That's our neighborhood. That's Nate's neighborhood.
That's Nate's neighborhood, and we're looking for some new neighbors out here. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, we love it.
The people I mean, you were my realtor, so
Yes, sir.
you welcomed me to the neighborhood. That was very nice, and
Yeah.
all the way from
And now
the
look at
last-
us.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yes.
know?
Look at us
Exactly.
now.
Look at us now. on
Look,
TV.
see,
Yeah.
it's all good in the neighborhood. What can people expect from the show? Just
Well,
generally. Generally. I mean, we tour some homes, which is kind of cool. You give some real estate advice. Are you getting another call?
I turned the phone off, but not the watch. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So look.
We do
Generally,
take some calls, or get some calls in here. and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, usually. That was a telemarketer, though, so I was not
Oh.
going to yeah, so we'll let that one go. I pick up every call that is not a telemarketer.
Nice.
Look, what you're really going to get from our show is there's a few different things. You every week you'll get a different viewpoints from either certain lenders or possibly certain realtors, different listings around the valley, throughout all of Southern Nevada, really. And it's really a great way to be able to tour homes and go out and learn about real estate, whether you're looking to get into it or looking to, buy your first home, sell your home for the first time, that kind of thing.
Right.
We're really just looking to give some folks some information. And of course, if you're looking to list your home, number 7 tries harder.
Well, you're up to number 7 now.
Number 7 today,
You
yeah.
were, as of
As of
today,
this morning, technically,
morning.
yeah. So
You're number 7. Wow.
number 7, yeah.
Dude.
So I guess,
Congratulations.
yeah, that's exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah,
Number
it's,
7,
yeah,
hey,
it's,
you
it's my
cracked
first time in the top 10. Yeah.
First
yeah,
time.
exciting. Yeah, first time.
Really? Well, let's not let this be the last. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Number 7,
exactly.
hey, way to go.
So yeah, and that's kind of it. I mean, if you're looking to list your home, this is a great place to be able to have it, where no one else is going to be able to do this.
We can feature it here, and the real estate market is really hot. If you've got a hard to sell home, and actually the one we toured that's kind of going on in the background, we'll be talking about here in the second half of the show.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that
see
one's
it.
got its own difficulties, but it's got promise.
It's got huge promise, and I mean commercially, or as a equestrian lifestyle place, or man, if you ever wanted an authentic hacienda out on the veranda, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Serious Santa Fe style to it.
Yeah,
Got a very, very nice.
good bones.
Yeah, yeah, it
but
looks- it
maybe
needs
a
some
little bit of a
love, but-
project, but still, I think
Yeah.
lots of value there.
Yeah,
and,
a
and
ton. I would think,
we'll be
for the right
talking
person. Yeah.
right, but homes in the neighborhood above like 500, 600,000. It sounds out of reach for a lot of folks, but then like lately with the financing rates, it's so dang cheap.
Yeah, I mean, your financing rate right now is essentially going to be, a lot of times half as cheap as it was 2 or 3 years ago. So you're literally looking at half of the interest, which is a huge part of your payment. If you currently have a mortgage, then unless you have a new mortgage with these lower rates, you're getting hit 3, 4, 5, some folks even 6% that they might be dealing with. So yeah, refis are really big right now. But as far as new purchases, yeah, this is the time to jump because you've got these low interest rates, and who knows how long they're actually going to sit around. So your income is worth more to these lenders when the interest rates are lower.
Right.
So if you're looking to buy, it's the time, no doubt.
It's the time, absolutely. And if you're looking to list, it's a great time to list because
Yeah,
your
it's a
house
seller's
is gonna
market.
sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, it really is. It really is right now. So
'Cause you got
fingers
number
crossed
7
that keeps
over
up
here.
for a while.
He's trying harder for you. Good for you. So you get a lot of calls. I mean, like we were just saying. and
Yeah, just picked it. Yeah.
What's a typical call you get? I know we were talking earlier about folks and they're concerned. They're coming out from like city water and being in Vegas, and they want to get a little bit of land around them out here in Nye County, get an acre, and they're concerned about the water. What was that? What you were telling me?
Yeah, so I have folks that actually tell me that, look, I'm worried about purchasing a place on acreage because I've never had a well, never lived on a septic. I don't know what a septic is. I've had folks actually tell me that they don't want to buy or purchase a place on acreage because they don't want to go out and hand pump their water. They thought that's what an actual well was. Yeah, like we're in the 1800s.
Oh.
But no, it's really very modern. The wells out here last a very long time. Of course, you're going to have your own you know, everybody's got their own issues, so every well is going to have its own little stuff, just like any other piece of machinery.
Right.
But for the most part, you know, wells are great. You don't have a water bill, which is a huge plus. You save yourself $100, $200, maybe $300 a month, depending on the size of your home. You'll have a little bit of an uptick in power every month, maybe 1% to 2%, but that's just to operate the well, you know, to pump it up from below. And essentially, it's all the water you can get. You know, it's all the water you can use. So if you've got an acre and you want to turn it into a lush landscape, have at it. That's your water underneath it, just like anybody else that has a well here in Pahrump. The well filters last quite a long time. The well pumps generally between 15 and 25 years. So you're going to get longevity out of them. And when you turn around to, you know, replace something like a pump in a well, you'd think maybe it's an insane amount of money, but these days you can get it done for $1,200 to $1,500. You know, and that gives you another 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? So it starts to add up. You really save yourself money with a well. And of course, the septic is almost always attached to a well. And that's really just a big container that's going to leach out gases and organics from what you flush down.
You're so PC with that. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, thank
the
you.
organics.
Yeah. I'll have another word for you out there.
But now there are some neighborhoods in Pahrump that do have full, you know, city water, more or less.
Yeah, quite a few actually. And it really just depends on what portion of the valley they're in. You know, because a lot of this place was zoned back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. So we still follow a lot of that zoning. So as far as, you know, there are places that are zoned for an acre that have been that way for 50 years, and everything around it will be acreage as well until further notice, I would guess. Yeah.
Now,
for quite some time.
A lot of folks they hear Pahrump and they go, that's a really funny name, but it actually has a Indian meaning, and it's water rock,
Yeah.
All right, because we have a lot of natural water under the ground, a huge aquifer.
Quite a bit, yeah. So we're doing well on water. Doing well on water. Look at that. Yeah, so I mean, we're doing all right on water out here. It's not necessarily a situation like you'll see. That is a dad joke, isn't it? Yeah. Well, my kids will see it. Maybe they'll laugh or make fun of me.
Yeah.
Either one.
It works either way. But but water rights, now that's a thing that
water rights is another thing.
Tell me about water rights.
And now water rights only essentially are you're only really going to have to deal with them if you're putting in a new domestic well, or of course a new agricultural well if you're putting up a new farm or something. It's essentially almost written in stone to a certain extent now. It's passed the Nevada Supreme Court. It looks like we are going to be stuck with those water rights, purchasing them for the foreseeable future. So essentially, for every domestic well that you want to drop into the aquifer here in the valley, you've got to have 2 acre-feet of water rights. And those will essentially, an acre-foot of water rights will cost you between $5,000 and $7,000. So that is, you know, that can be a big deal for somebody who's looking to build a new home, well and septic. Then you've got another $10,000 to $15,000 that you've got to come out of pocket just to be able to have your well. But that's where you've got to make sure that you've got the right realtor, because different realtors can get different prices on water rights, and the right realtor will not get you stuck in a spot where you're absolutely, you know, screwed, so to speak, and you have to do a well, and you have to do all this stuff, and, you know, it's not necessarily what you planned. You know what I mean? So you've got to have somebody that has your back and helps you follow through with those dreams.
Manage the expectations.
That's correct. Manage them and push them forward at the same time.
And make it pleasant. Well, you seem like a good guy for that.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah.
Number 7.
Number seven. Yeah.
Hey, this house we were looking at, and what's coming up in the next segment here. This one could go either as an investment property. This one could go as a industrial property. I was noticing huge water tanks on the place there. Now, was that? Does it have a well, and then they store a lot of the water? What was the deal with that?
Yeah. So essentially, that place sits on a well, and the large water tank is essentially just to hold water, just to, you know, if you're looking to. So let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
I would assume at some point that property had farm acreage somewhere on that property, and that holding tank was used to feed that acreage. Because if you don't have an agricultural well and you only have a domestic well, and you're trying to feed acreage, it's not going to pump quickly enough to keep up with your house and up to 9 acres of farmland, which you have right here. So you're going to need something like a holding tank, you know, before you put the farm in. Big, I think that was 20,000.
It was huge.
10 to
It
20,000.
was huge.
Yeah, it was a
We
really
took
big
some
water
pictures
tank.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some really impressive like infrastructure stuff out there, and this house has some really great features to it.
It really does.
There's a lot of stuff that kind of needs a good paint job or something.
Yeah. There's some love that's needed on it, but I think you know it's
There's so
an
much huge
interesting
upside. I mean,
place.
I look at
Yeah.
the place and I'm like, look at
It
the price.
screams kind of Airbnb to me to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Because it's a bit secluded, and folks that come out to Pahrump generally want their space, of course. And it's got almost 2,700 square feet.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It's got space.
Has
It's
a grand piano.
and it does, which you played. John
Yeah.
plays the piano beautifully.
I made sure the piano was in good shape.
He did. He tested it.
Probably
In
conveys
case the
what
listing
they-
agent is watching, he just tested it.
Yeah,
and it works beautifully.
Yeah, it works great. And it sits right by a fireplace, and there's some, and looking out onto the pergola and the deck and the whole. It
was great. Yeah.
You're gonna like the
Great
walkthrough
views.
we get to here in part 2, and kind of see some of these things behind us poking through already. Yeah, like weird little features like this sink that's all crazy, this pool with this hot tub and the pergola out there. Man, there's some
It's
stuff to look
interesting.
at. Yeah.
The greenhouse, the chicken coop. Yeah, there's
And then
There's
all the
something
acreage
for everybody out
and
there.
then all the
Yeah.
acreage, and then all the fenced, garden plot. And I mean, it's really, you could you could probably have a victory garden, have
I think so.
get a lot of your groceries out of the place.
You really could, and it sits there in the valley that's on the way to Ash Meadows. So there's a little bit of a secluded feeling to it. So you're not going to necessarily have industry or anything around you polluting your farmland.
The views
or
were
really anything. The views are great.
sensational. I mean,
Yeah.
just huge.
The whole
mountains.
valley.
Yeah, the whole valley. Yep,
Really, the
that's
whole
really
valley
great.
you can see from the home. So, yeah.
Okay, so we'll look forward to going through on the walkthrough and seeing all this, and then part 2. And other than that, Nate Boley, hardest working. Congratulations on number 7, hardest working.
It is an
7th hardest
ever-changing
working
number.
realtor. And
Yeah, apparently the 7th hardest working realtor.
yeah, if you'd like to get a hold of Nate about a listing or to be a buyer's agent for you, once you check the number below, I'm sure it's flashing somewhere about here.
That's it, right in that.
Yeah, and in that general area. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do that in post-production. It'll be exciting.
Yeah,
And
it'll
as you
look
can
really
television. They can reach you at Pahrump Valley Properties.
Yes, they can. 775-513-2491. Generally, the easiest way to get me throughout the day is texting, just because sometimes the phone never stops. And then we can kind of start the conversation and set aside a time to where I can actually speak and have a conversation with you. But yeah, give me a holler, shoot me an email, put some smoke signals up, spell out my name, whatever you got to do, I'll come run it, no doubt.
Skywriters are incredibly cheap right now. You just would not believe the price.
bet.
Yeah.
We got
Welcome back to Nate's Neighborhood, and this is the walkthrough portion of the show. We're very excited because we went out into the desert. Man, it was like a 15-mile
Yeah.
drive out into the desert, and then
Yeah.
you hung a right, and you went about 5 more miles down this dirt road. Actually, the dirt road was not too bad.
it was actually in very great shape. So when you think dirt road, not even necessarily washboard or beat up, but in
No.
really nice shape. We even passed a few different other vehicles.
Yeah, it was
So, yeah,
it was a 35-mile-an-hour
traveled.
road, and
Yeah.
as you went by, it's the kind of road where folks are friendly. All right, so you're waving.
Oh
and,
yeah, this is Pahrump.
Yep, that's good. So,
do, yeah.
well, we got out there, and what did you think? Now, it looks like kind of a compound almost, but you get
Yeah.
inside, and it's like, wow, look at this place. All right, off to
Yeah.
the left.
This is the front shot here. Yeah, the 3-car garage, about 1,100 square feet off to the right side.
Okay.
The entrance, you can't necessarily see it too well through the gate there, but a big, broad wooden door opens up into the.
I think a little bit of RV storage there. You can,
Yeah.
a little shade for your trailer and whatnot.
Yeah, and that sits on the acreage that's just east of the property.
Right.
This would be the west side of the property. And
This is the
granted,
gate?
Yeah, that's the RV gate. We circle
And this-
into.
There's
this
their
is-
victory garden. They've got
Yeah.
some outbuildings and lots of neat things that are all kind of like ready to go. Garden plot wise, I imagine they get some donkeys and stuff out there that probably wander through and try and eat the the
They eat the
vegetables.
greenery.
Yeah.
I
So
bet. Yeah,
They've
And
got
I
it set
gotta
up pretty
say,
nice. So this is on the right hand side of the property. You can see a little victory garden, gorgeous
Yeah, and that's
stuff
that's about about a quarter acre right there.
there. Yeah.
That's not necessarily a small little area for a victory garden. It's a good size.
Here's the back side of the 3-car garage, and it kind of sits out on its own, sort of an adobe look.
Yeah.
You can
Got a great Santa Fe kind of style to it. The pink kind of threw me off originally.
Yeah.
But the more you stay in the home and the more you tour around the home, it actually it really starts to grow on you a bit. It's got this cool southwestern feel to it.
It's totally like mountains out the front.
Out the front, that's the view. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
This is what you're looking at every morning. That's fantastic. So,
no doubt.
and then my beat up pickup truck out there. Okay, here we go. Front gate.
Front gate. There's that big, pretty wooden door there off in the opening there that goes into the front entrance, which is another 1,000 square feet up by the front door that's open for Victory Garden or cacti or whatever you want to.
Yeah, they've got some interesting accent cactus and stuff that's kind of in there, and I think I got some pictures of it. You'll see kind of in the middle there's this blue something going up to the ceiling. That's a spiral staircase, which is really cool.
That it is.
You get up to the top of the spiral staircase. Why are we so stuck on this garage? I just loved it so much. There,
really
okay,
did.
here we are through the gate.
Ah, okay.
So you see the kind of the brick courtyard and some cool cactus and things out there. That could be spruced up, but it could be spruced up. It's so cool. Okay,
in
here's
a lot
that.
of ways. There's your staircase, yeah.
There's your
that was
staircase.
beautiful. The best view on the whole property was at the top of that staircase.
Right, and if you get to the top of it, and I think we did we not? Yeah, I think we took some pictures up there. There's a lot of scuppers. Oh, there you are. Oh. Looking fly, ready to ascend the staircase. Here's the view from the top, so you can kind of see the courtyard, looking out and at the garage and everything. But huge potential for like sun deck or a rooftop garden going on up here.
100%, yeah.
Look at all
this. You can see the slots there, so they've got it properly drained and sloped. It's really that would be a matter off to the right-hand side there of finding the right general contractor maybe that can lay you a deck over those beams.
Yeah, but it's totally accessible.
That's possible, but yeah, it's very accessible, which is awesome.
Great
those
views.
Are beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Front door again. And you can see just off by the front door, there's one of the little things that needs work, the lights coming off there. But those are the kind of things that you find throughout the home. And granted, it is a probate home.
Look at this kitchen.
There we go.
Granite
the
countertops.
kitchen was in great shape, yeah. The kitchen kind of calls to you to a certain extent. It looks like that's where the majority of, not only time, but honestly money was put as far as whoever was going through to remodel this place.
Yeah. And it looks like, here we got kind of a bar in the middle of the kitchen.
Islands? Yeah.
Little island, yes. Yeah. So great place to gather and entertain. And then this sort of faces out to the living room, which is grand.
Beautiful,
There you go. Giant chandelier. You've got a fireplace over there to the left. That's a grand piano to the right. And kind of a home entertainment library built-in sort of centerpiece of this thing. Huge open ceilings. And, you want to put up a Christmas tree that goes forever, this is the place to do it.
Exactly. And the walls, it's a little bit tough to tell from some of these pictures. You might even look at them and think that they're water spots, but they're actually that true adobe, that wall plaster. You walk through and you're in that Santa Fe Southwest kind of feel, even on the inside. Right. All the way down to the chandeliers that they put that I thought were a beautiful touch. And granted, we kind of beat up that floor a little bit walking through it, but
they got a couple different shades of hardwood floors. It looks like maybe they're in the middle of doing some refinishing here on this one. I'm not quite sure.
I believe
the deal was looking down the hall, but here's the master bedroom. Got its own fireplace. Got some windows looking out onto the back deck and things there. Big closets.
That was a good sized room. 20. I want to say 20 by 16. And yeah, just off that front entryway. And its own amazing little bathroom as well. I liked the. There you go, some of that textured wall right there. Granted, green may not be your thing, but if you're looking for that kind of feel, that southwestern feel, you can see more of the walls there.
Here's the little master bath, and it's got a kind of a cool
spare bath. That's the spare.
Oh, this is a spare bath. All right,
down the hallway there. Yeah.
All right, and it's got kind of a cool sink too. I think. Into the little bathroom.
It's a great place. I mean, almost 2,700 square feet. There's the sink there.
It is kind of it's fun to.
3 beds, 3 baths, a lot of living space, obviously. And of course, a ton of acreage. So
10 acres.
10 acres. Yeah.
We went out in the yard and we saw huge remnants of horse, I guess. A lot of horse poop out in the yard.
Somebody loves horses.
You want to start an organic garden, boy? There's something to work with there. Got some materials.
You get all the fertilizer you'll ever need in that pile there, I think.
But there's room to exercise your animals if you're an equestrian person and like 100%. To do that. It's set up really well for all of that.
It is.
Do we have some more on that slideshow, Mr. Ubaldo, or are we
tapped out.
circling. Then nope. Here we go. Here's
There we go,
here's the
yep.
laundry room as we kind of head on into it.
Yeah, and
Laundry room.
that's the one thing I think that caught us as off. Yeah, it's technically the laundry room. Well, that is a bedroom. It's got a bathroom. It's got a closet, but there is a laundry room hookup in there. And as far as we can tell, it's the only laundry room hookup in the house.
Yeah. So kind of set up weird. But here's the pergola overlooking the back deck. You can see a little kitchen there. Boom, right there.
Yeah, little outdoor barbecue there. There's a large chicken coop. There's a dog run. There's a pool off to the west of it there as well. So and there's our outdoor barbecue there.
Yeah, good place to barbecue. All right, here's the pool, and you can see it's a hot tub like right over my shoulder. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Yeah, and granted, both those things need a little bit of work. But this is the kind of place where you're going to pick up some sweat equity. I mean, it's listed, listed for closer to 500. But honestly, once you get through it, and I feel like somebody puts some money and some more love into it, really just pick up the ball where somebody else left it. You're looking at a lot more value, especially the way that the market is rising these days.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind working on your house a little bit, this is a good one. Or if you're looking for a good flip, boy, they just got some great bones on this thing. Here's the little chicken coop sitting out in the yard. And it's all surrounded by a high, would you say that's 8-foot concrete wall?
It was pretty tall. It was taller than me,
Yeah.
so at least 7.
They have a little hothouse
a little greenhouse
garden here that looks pretty good. And still some remnant plants in there. You check out these giant.
The water system was impressive.
It was nuts. And
yeah, so the water heating and recirculation system in this house.
we got looking at these tanks. There's like 3 of them.
massive.
This is the AC unit that's poking out there, and so keeping everything nice and cool. And then I think there's one more off to the left, probably the next slide. There it is.
Well,
yeah.
There she is. Yeah,
That's
so
water softener, water heater, whatever that is. Yeah.
Yeah, just a beautiful system in there as far as conditioning the water, cleaning the water, and there's our water tank right there. Of course, that's just outside of the little fenced off area.
Right.
You know,
That'll
where
give
you've
you all
got the
kinds
pergola.
of, and then tons of
propane.
Propane. So
Yeah, so you don't get your heat from propane at that property, I think, but I do believe it runs the oven.
Oh,
or
that's cool.
the stove.
Oh, here's the organic pile.
Hey, there it is. Comes with a free pile of fertilizer.
Man, and that's all organic and natural and good.
Yep.
Also, just a huge fenced yard.
Yeah, and everything's fenced.
Everything's
The whole 10
10
acres
acres.
is fenced, which is not cheap. And granted, it's not chain link, but just to go out and put field fencing on 10 acres is, man, time, labor, money,
Yeah.
drama.
So you got a pool, you got a hot tub, you got lots of bedrooms, you got a grand piano, you got a gorgeous.
You've got something special, yeah.
It is
and
something
to me,
you know,
on a personal level, it just kept screaming Airbnb, you know?
really just
Rent
That's
me
what you-
out to some folks that are trying to get away from everything for a few days.
right. And it was a bit of a challenge to get a little cell signal out there a little bit.
Yeah. So you're a little bit, not necessarily off the grid, but you're off the network, so to speak.
Yep.
Of course, you can get Wi-Fi and those
You
kind
get
of companies,
satellite
satellite out there, yeah.
Right.
But as far as cell signal, not too much to be had.
Might be a
So
great
that
corporate
could be-
retreat place too. You know, I mean, like
There you
get
go.
everybody in a room and none of the cell phones work.
Yeah, look at that. Everybody can stay off their phones for a little bit. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm full of them.
Yeah.
Full of them or get something. Number 7. Look at this
That's
place.
me.
Look at this. This is more to the
We're
bed.
still going. That's still the master, yeah.
So 49. How much money would you need to get into something like that?
Well, it's listed at $499,995, so essentially $500,000.
Right.
It is a probate sale, so it looks like somebody passed, someone else inherited it. Not necessarily somebody passed in the home, but somebody that owned it and looked, because it has that feel like somebody was going through it and giving it their love,
Right.
and it abruptly stopped.
Right.
And a lot of times probate has that feel to it, that sense.
Right.
So in this case, it's pretty similar to pretty much any traditional real estate transaction, but it does go through probate court, here locally, and a judge has to sign off, make sure everybody's being treated fairly. But that's really it. Yeah.
Oh, that was a great place. I just I love stuff that is just like this close to being like really awesome. That's
Yeah,
really-
like you almost
'cause
want to
it's
get
an
in there and just start
opportunity.
doing
Yeah.
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
no,
it almost calls to you. Yeah, work on me, do something, get me going. I'm almost there. Yeah, it really does.
But a lot of folks, that's not their flavor. They want something that's move-in ready, and so
Yeah.
it's kind of an
We're gonna have
unusual
something
pick
for
for
those
us
folks
for
next week,
for,
though.
is that right?
Yeah.
What do you got next week?
We're gonna
We're
have
gonna
a-
go tour that thing at 1.
We're gonna do that today, but you folks won't see it until next week. But that's a pretty impressive place. Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and it's local. Got cell service. That's a plus.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
we'll get into that one on the next episode.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd like to take a look at this is White Hawk, right?
This is White Hawk. Yeah, this is the White Hawk estate. We do not give out the actual address numbers here on the show, just for general safety, but anybody and everybody can search public record and see, you know, Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com, all those fun things. But if you really want good information as far as real estate is concerned, just call me, 775-513-2491. This has been Nate's Neighborhood. John, anything for the folks?
No, I was excited. I'm excited to go do this walkthrough. This is fun. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a great opportunity for me to, you know, kick some tires and.
I like it.
Yeah.
Let's go kick some tires,
Let's go
man.
kick some tires.
All
Let's
right.
go do that.
See you guys next week.
All right.